You've always heard that real estate is the safest, smartest way to build wealth, but today's guest says that might be the slowest way to get rich.
I have a few $1 million of real estate. I hate it all.
This is Eddie Maalouf. He owns the handle @Eddie, runs Bad Marketing, and he is a master of turning attention into cash. In this episode, he explains how he took a failing restaurant chain, cut the menu by 60%, and did the impossible.
We made all our money back in 4 months.
But we aren't just talking about chicken. He reveals the recruiting arbitrage secret that lets him hire master degree talent for just $10 a lead.
Getting talent for 83% cheaper than American talent.
And the one-page marketing strategy that outperforms all the online gurus.
That entire business all running from one page with a headline and a video.
If you want to scale your business in 2026, throw away your playbook and watch this episode. All right, well, man, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it. And you're just right up the road in Alpharetta.
Yeah, I want to say right up the road, an hour drive.
Yeah. Oh, was it an hour? Oh, shoot. Okay.
But yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate it. So, all right, so I've heard a lot about you before I met you, okay? I have a friend named Smitty. We did a video with him, and he just said, yeah, Eddie is the best at marketing. And I was like, okay, well, tell me about this marketing. He just went on and tried to explain as much as he could, but I'm more of an investor than an entrepreneur. So I would like to hear, like, what makes you stand out from other marketing companies and from an entrepreneur standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, at a high level, we do bold and disruptive marketing. So our company is Bad Marketing. It's bold and disruptive. So we do things kind of against the grain as a whole. So even if you go to our Instagram, you'll kind of get what I mean. Like, we say things that other people are scared to say. We do things other people are scared to do. And in a world where, like, everyone just goes through so many videos online, hundreds a day to be exact. Like, it's the people that do things that are kind of like against the norm that are the ones that stand out. And so that's the game that we play on the marketing side. And that's why people love us. And, you know, every other marketing agency, at least like at a small business level, sub $40 million, $50 million a year, is all kind of white noise, right? It's like someone learned how to do marketing. They run ads. They do it out of their house. It's like a very small business operation. It's very like, we try to be by the book and stuff. Whereas we're like, we don't care. We do it our way. And if you don't want to do it our way, then don't work with us. And I think it draws a lot of companies to love us. I'm sure a lot of people hate us for it. But, you know, I'd rather be loved by certain people than just like an average person in the middle where no one has like an emotional attachment to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So whenever you say market, is it just like social media type?
Yeah. So paid ads on social media is primarily what we specialize in.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. You have a fund. You're raising money for real estate. We would run the marketing via paid ads on social media to the fund to get applications in, and then we'd optimize the sales process of how those people are sold so that we can get more people into investing in the fund. Just an example kind of in your realm, right? So,
Sure.
So we come up with like, what are the creative concepts that we want to run as ads? And so when people think marketing, sometimes they think like, oh, social media, like they're going to post on my page and stuff. I mean, dude, we've done hundreds of millions of dollars on pages that don't even exist and don't have any posts, because our concept is we make, like, let's say 5 really good ads. And then I can push a lot of money behind those ads and get tens of millions of impressions on those 5 ads. And those 5 ads bring in all the revenue. I don't need to post every day on the pages and stuff like that. So it's just a paid ad strategy, which is cool because then I can like put more effort. Like right now, my team in the office is making ads for our business for Bad Marketing. We'll run them in January, and they're really clever. They're really funny. They're really scripted. I don't need to post every day. I could just make those 2-3 good ad concepts, put money behind them, and we'll do, 7 figures in Q1 extra because of those ads that we're running, that I'm putting spend behind and tracking the metrics, like how many people are watching it, how much is the cost per application from this ad, how much is the cost per sale from this ad. And so kind of just taking those metrics, it's very like financially driven as opposed to like viewership driven, if that makes sense.
No, it's just more results based. I mean, results based.
Results based. Yeah, it's the only thing we track.
So whenever you say social, do you do more like still ads or is it more like video? Because you said funny too.
Both.
So
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
So sometimes still works better. Sometimes videos work better. At the end of the day, it's the misconception that people have is that the ad is the thing that sells, but it's actually the thing between the ad and the application. So what is that page? What does that page say? What am I watching on that page? What's written on that page? What am I reading? That's when people convert. So I'll give you an example. You can run all the marketing you want for a clothing store, and it's not until someone walks into the mall and goes into that store that they become an opportunity to convert. If they walk into that store, they don't like the decor, they have bad customer service, whatever the case is, prices are too high. It doesn't matter how good the marketing was to get them in the store, they won't convert.
That's right. That makes sense.
And so most people are so attached to looking at how can I get more people in my store when their store is broken. So we focus primarily on the function, which is the store in this example, right? How are we getting people to convert? What is the video they're watching on the website that gets them to understand how our fund works, so that they're bought into our fund, so that they actually purchase. And then all of it becomes traffic. I can go put billboards. I can get influencers. I can make radio ads. It doesn't matter. It's all traffic, right? It's just the cost of traffic is what I'm measuring. And then the conversion function is the site. Exactly, right? And that is where the money's actually made. If you have a shit site, you can have the best ads. It won't matter. Vice versa. You can have a really good site, moderately decent ads. As long as you get traffic, they get to the site, they're educated enough to buy, they become a buyer, right? So this is the misconception that people think. Because from the outside, you just really see the ads. You're like, oh, they're so good at making ads. They're so funny. They're so whatever. But it's really the core function of how do we convert those people.
All right. So the ads, the billboards, that brings the people, but that's not what converts. So on the website, like what if you're mentoring me? Because like I said, I'm brand new to this stuff. Okay. What would you say like the top 5 things that I would need on that website or that landing page? You say, Shane, you need a good header or a good hook.
Yeah, headline's the most important thing.
Okay.
So what is your like selling proposition to an investor, right? In this case, it'd be like, whatever, just an example. Invest in real estate without the headache of managing real estate and guarantee 10% returns annually, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Without having to lift a finger or manage a property or whatever it is.
That needs to be the headline. Okay.
Yeah, just an example, right? That'd be like, so I'm de-risking them. I'm telling them like, hey, you don't have to do the things that suck in real estate. Like me, I hate investing in real estate, to be transparent. I have a few $1 million of real estate. I hate it all. But it's because like you have to manage things. You have to deal with things. Things break. You have to repair an HVAC
Bigger
unit.
headache than what you think.
Yeah. I mean, my HVAC unit for fucking my commercial property is $60,000. Like, you know what I mean? That breaks, I'm out $60,000. So all in all, you de-risk them. So here's the things that people hate about investing in real estate. What they love is they know it's a safe return. So I'm going to show them safe return. I'm going to de-risk. You don't have to do all the hard stuff, and we handle it for you. So that's number one. Then I'd probably put a video explaining the fund, how the fund works, what's our track record, why you should trust us, where you should invest. And then I would compare options, because you have to think, what is this buyer doing when they're going to buy from a fund? They're an investor. They want a passive investment. So they're looking to do something with their money. Let's call it $100,000, $200,000, $130,000 to be exact, Tim. And then, so $130,000, let's say. They have $130,000 they want to spend on something, right? They're considering other options too. So my job on that page is to show them why my option is superior. I can't be naive and think, I'm the only thing that they're looking at. What they're trying to do is get a return on their money. Whether it's with my real estate fund, whether it's with crypto, whether it's with someone else selling them that they can start them an automated e-commerce business online. I need to compare mine to these other vehicles and assets that they can invest in and show them why my fund and my form of investing in real estate is superior to that. Therefore, I can block all those other ones out. Because what happens, and people don't realize this, is when you open the door to someone's mind to think I need to invest in something or whatever the case is, you've now opened the door for your competition to sell them as well. So I'll give you an example. Someone comes in, you might be the first touch point, and they go, man, I never thought about it, but maybe I should invest in something with my $100K that I have here. I think that's a smart thing to do. Then what do? They don't go, okay, I'm going to apply really quick and I'm going to sign up with Shane, right? Like they go, okay,
I'm going to research.
What else could I do with my $100K? Oh, I could put it in crypto. That sounds really cool. The market's down. Oh, I could put it in S&P 500. What's that? And then they start researching, right? And they go, okay, before I spend all my money, let's figure out what I think is the best thing to do. So it's best that you kind of like overcome those objections from the beginning, right? And then you'll convert those people. And that's really all you need, man. Like people, I think, overcomplicate it sometimes. But if you have those things, I mean, I have built multiple 7-figure, 8-figure businesses all from the same thing. I'll run traffic to a page with a good headline with a promise and a video explaining it. Even right now, I have a recruiting company in Lebanon. So I'm from Lebanon, the Middle East.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We have some of the most talented people in Lebanon. The currency got reduced by 15x. So, 60x.
Oh, shoot.
60x. So every dollar is now worth 1.5 cents, just for context, in Lebanon. So everyone lost all their money. So now $500 US, $1,000 US, $2,000 US is crazy money. right? Monthly salary. So now you can go get these people who have like PhD, master degrees for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 at a fraction of the cost, right?
Wow.
So our entire business now runs off. We run ads to a page where we have a promise of getting talent for 83% cheaper than American talent. And they work harder. And then I have a video explaining how we do it and how I've hired people in my business and what they do and things like that. And people fill out an application to book a call. Team gets on a call and they explain the business and they sell them on the spot. And so that entire business is a very successful business at this point, all running from one page with a headline and a video. And most of my companies, if you look into them, they run the same way because anything else is a distraction.
Makes sense.
If I want to give someone a presentation and tell them about my fund, why do I need to put all these reviews and do all these things? Because what are they going to do? They're going to get bored in 45 seconds. They're going to scroll through and start reading all this other stuff on the page that is irrelevant to the one message I'm trying to get across to make them qualify to book a call.
Yeah. All right. So how about something that is very saturated? So I know funds, it seems like they are popping up, but this is a real example. So we hold a real estate conference and we're going to do it February 27th, 28th. And we're trying to make, we made our landing page and everything. We've done some ads in the past, but let's just say, I think we spent like 30 grand and we didn't get but like 2 sales. And I was like, man, what did we do wrong?
Yeah.
What, just from hearing that vague little bit of an explanation, what do you think went wrong and what can we do now to help our real estate conference get kind of known and stand out to the
So one thing, what are you teaching in this conference?
So in the conference, we're going to try and do, it's 2 days, real estate. One day is basically just talking about the opportunities. We're going to have speakers, different, people in their respectful field. Then the second day, we're doing 12 different breakout rooms, being very tactical. So we'll have an attorney there talking about taxes. We'll have me talking about creative.
Who are you trying to get in the conference? Is it investors, real estate
investors?
investors?
Trying to get, we're trying to go kind of broad. I guess a couple audiences. So we do want some investors, people that possibly have money and want to be able to give. But also we want new people that just want to get into the business, and then some people that are already in it that just want to scale. And the reason we're doing it is to build future partners and hopefully have like deal flow, And plus maybe we have some deals we don't want, we can pass to them. Maybe they have deals that passes to us, and it's just a good way to network.
Yeah, I think number one, I would define more one category of people that we want to talk to.
Okay.
If you want to talk to everyone and you want to talk to real estate investors, neither one wants to be in the room with the other. The new people don't want to be in the room with the investors because they're intimidated because they don't know anything.
Sure.
Vice versa, the investors don't want to be in the room with the new people because they don't get value from the new people. They get value from other investors who can also bring them deals, JV on stuff, etc.
Okay.
So one, I would define that a lot tighter. And then I would create a USP, unique selling proposition for the event itself, rather than, we're doing real estate and attorneys and everything. Sometimes everything doesn't make sense. It's one thing. What are we focused on? We're focused on multifamily creative financing deals, and we're
niche it down really.
That's the only way this is going to work.
Okay.
And the cool part then becomes you actually don't sell the event anymore on the marketing. You sell assets that educate people that you use the sales team to then talk to those people to get to the event. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Example would be we're talking about creative financing for whatever multifamily. Just an example. I would create a PDF talking about the top 10 things to do when doing these deals, and I'll give examples of deals we've done in the fund or whatever the case is, and then I'll run ads to that. Then I'll get people who are interested in investing in multifamily real estate, creative financing, whatever the case is. I'll get those people for $10 a lead.
Wow. Okay.
Because they're opting in for that information. Now my sales team has $10 leads that are interested in multifamily investing that should be in the room for our event. And instead of selling them on an event, I'm selling them on the information. And that information gives me the same clarity, which is I'm interested in this. And then I can use the team to sell them on the event. The reason why is because an event is actually an objection pool in itself. I have to buy flights. Can I make those dates? I'm not really sure. I need to ask my wife. Yeah, so I have to buy a hotel. So there's a lot more to it. It makes it harder for people to want to show up to an event because they create their own objections. So I give them information. I use the information as the pool to basically filter them and know these people are interested. And then I call those leads and tell them, hey, since you're interested in this, we actually have an event. Public pricing online is $1,000 a ticket, but because you got this, I can give it to you for half off. Would love to have you there. Do you have any partners you want to bring with you? This is going to be a room for networking, a room for blah, 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 blah. And then I'm selling them on the event through that. Like, that's a much better play. And then on my personal brand, I'm talking about the event. I'm making the event a big deal. I'm doing all this stuff. But from an advertising and marketing standpoint, it's very hard. And dude, I've run events for entrepreneur.com. I've run events with some of the top I've run some of the top events, and I'm telling you, not a single one makes a profit from running ads to an event to sales.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you got to get a little creative around it. You know, you can do a lot from your personal brand. Like we're probably $600,000 of ticket sales into our event in Dubai, just ticket sales. From like ads and personal brand and stuff like that, but it's our 5th, 6th year running it. We have a list. We sell to the same people. The same people come. So,
how's Dubai, man? I've never been to Dubai.
You got to go to Dubai.
I've got to go.
Yeah, if you're in the real estate,
I see videos pop up, and I say I got to go.
No, if you're in the real estate, you have to go to Dubai because you'll realize how much we're lagging behind when it comes to innovation on the real estate side here in America. It'll really open your mind up. You'll be like, wow. And the thing is, if you go once a year, the jump of advancement every year will really change your mind. Like I have friends who haven't been since 2020. Doesn't sound like too long ago, 5 years. They go now and the country is 10 times the size it was 5 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so you see physical changes so quickly that you're like, man, we are moving way too slow.
They take action there.
They take action. They don't like, I mean, they still have permitting processes and all these things that we have, but they don't have like a very slow government system to allow for those things. And so, like, for example, now, like, I'm building a restaurant and fucking, dude, to remove a wall, I've been waiting 4 weeks for a permit to get approved. You know what I mean? I can't start the restaurant until that. And I just paid a whole nother month of rent just to do that because some lady in an office doesn't want to, like, check a box off. And I've done all the things right. Over there, it's like, done. Let's go.
Yeah, I was going to talk about personal brand. Now I want to talk about the restaurant. So, like I said, we're more investors on the back end. Yeah. You're very entrepreneurs. So you're more like, you're a mix of both, though. But what got you into restaurant business and the personal branding? Mainly the restaurant business.
The restaurant was by accident. It was actually my favorite restaurant spot, like fast food spot. We used to eat there all the time with our friends.
What's the name?
Scoville Hot Chicken.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Nashville fried hot chicken. You should go. There's actually one right off the Roswell Road exit here in Sandy Springs. I'll text you it after, but you should try it out. So basically it was our favorite spot. It started declining, like quality started changing. So we started going to different locations. The quality was never the same. It felt like kind of unorganized, like they grew and then they couldn't hold the quality that the original location had. So all the locations kind of started changing.
Oh, sure. Makes sense.
And the market saw it. Like you could read it on Reddit. People were trashing it. Like the reviews were down. Places were closing. And so one of the location owners was my friend from college, and he knew that I was interested in franchising it at some point. So basically what I did was, they met with me. They said, "Hey dude, I think this is an opportunity for you to come buy the whole brand as a whole instead of a franchise. Like, I think it's a distressed business. I think they're running it to the ground. I don't think there's much more time. You could come scoop it up." So long story short, and this is kind of some negotiating advice. So we basically pinned the valuation. Let's say, for example, to keep it easy, they wanted about $500,000. They're like, "Hey, $500,000, you can have the brand, you can have the restaurants, the rights to them, whatever." I was like, "Cool, no problem. Let me meet with the current owners of all the locations, so just make sure we're on the same page of what my plan would be." Met with them. Luckily for personal brand, half of them knew me from online already. So they were like so receptive to my advice. They weren't like, "Oh, another guy's coming." They're like, "Oh, well, you get to work with Eddie." So like the mindset was kind of like a little bit easier and it allowed me to come in and they'd be like, "Dude, we watch your YouTube videos. Like we learned so much from you. You're going to change our life." You know what I mean? So, so it was easy. I had those conversations. I went back to the investors. I was like, "Listen, like this thing's running to the ground, like 250, not a dime more." And then, long story short, we agreed to 250 instead of 500.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then I looked at the financials of all the locations. There was 5 locations. 2 of them were ran by the same owner, meaning 2 owners had 2 locations.
Okay.
Their secondary locations were failing because they didn't have proper management systems
Quality
to run
control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Hey, you guys need to close your second location instead of bleeding and paying rent. Like, just close them down today." So they closed them down. So they went down to 3 locations. So I went back to the investors. I was like, "Hey guys, I know we agreed to 250, but half the locations just closed. And now we have not only half the locations that we had at 250, but I carry a bigger risk now because they're closing. You had 9, then you had 7, then you had 5, now you have 3. I was like, how do I know that by 2 months from now we don't have one?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a huge risk I'm carrying. So I'll make you a deal. I'm not going to chop it all the way down, but we'll agree to $130K. I'll pay half up front in cash and then half due in 3 years as like a balloon payment in 3 years, which is a year from today for context.
Oh, cool.
And I'll come in, I'll take over the business. And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, hear me out. And I think this is the important part about creative deal making as a whole, is you need to understand what is the pain point of the person you're buying from or selling to.
That's right.
More than anything. Sometimes it's not about the numbers. So I was like, okay, what's going to pain these guys? I was like, okay, they're a restaurant group who has a Michelin star. What would hurt them the most is having a failed concept. So I went back to them. I was like, hey guys, listen, here's the situation. I was like, you don't want to sell this, but you're potentially 3 to 6 months away from losing the whole thing. I was like, how bad would it look for you as a restaurant group who's trying to open more concepts to look and see that your restaurant that went to 9 locations failed and went to 0, and now you have a failed concept under your name for the rest of your restaurant career as you guys try to go open more locations and more concepts and more whatever, right? So they're like, shit, he's right. I was like, hear me out. I'll let you keep 9% of the business. You've talked to all the people that know me. They have friends that know me to like kind of check how legit is Eddie, whatever. I was like, all your friends think that I'm going to take this to the moon. Yeah. I was like, so I'll give you the upside that you can keep 9% of the business. And if this thing goes to $100 million, you guys can cash out $9 million in a few years and you don't have to do anything, but you get to take all the credit for it. You're a restaurant group starter, whatever. I was like, on the flip side, if this thing fails, I was like, I am now the scapegoat and not you. I've bought the business from you. And because I bought it, I failed the business.
You can blame it on me.
And your hands are clean as a restaurant group. And now you have no downside anymore. So I'm paying you $63K up front to take away your downside of failure, but I'm still giving you the upside of me doing all the work. And they're like, that sounds like a really good deal. We'll take it. And they took that deal. And for context, just in royalties that we made as corporate, we made all our money back in 4 months. So we fully cash returned the entire business and owned the business in less than half a year.
That's crazy.
Because of the creative deal that we made. Now, obviously, we owe them another 60 whatever K in a year from today. Yeah. But I mean, just this week, we had 2 franchises signed to open, and each one pays $40,000 to open, right? So we made that payment to pay back right now, right? Just in this week alone.
So as soon as you purchased, what was the first things that you changed? Saying, I'm going to do this, and that.
Yeah. So my theory around business is simplicity is what scales. So they had like 15 different sides. They had like 10 different kinds of chicken. I removed everything. I left I'm like, what are the sides that sell? French fries, tater tots, potato salad, coleslaw. Cool. Leave those, remove everything else. Sure. I'm like, what are we actually selling? Okay, 85% of our sales comes from chicken sandwiches, chicken wings, chicken tenders. They're like, oh, but so many people buy the half chicken and the whole chicken and, you know, the fried bird. And I'm like, dude, let's look at the numbers. Like, it's nothing. It's insignificant percentage. Get rid of all those items. It's a distraction. So I cut the menu by like 60%. And then I systemized the process to be basically dump proof. Like I could get a homeless guy right now, put him in my kitchen. He reads the checklist on the walls and he can make a sandwich the same exact way that we make it and come out the same exact way that we have it. So I basically systemized the business to be much simpler from an ordering standpoint, which reduced our cost of goods sold, which lets us in the restaurant space, like waste is a big deal. We have no waste because we sell the same products. So we run out of food every 2 days. Okay. Yeah. Like fully. You know what I mean? Because we don't have like random items like I can't imagine how much waste Cheesecake Factory has with like all the combinations they have. You know what I mean? But so I removed all of that because, dude, I don't want to be in the restaurant business, to be honest.
I was going to ask, were you in the restaurant business before?
No. Restaurant business is like the worst business to be in. There's too many risks, too much like overhead, like if you know, rent's too high. So I was like, I just want to be in the fast food business, which is different. I don't need to worry about service. I can make a cookie cutter system where the sandwich is made the same way 100 out of 100 times every time. No questions. If you want something else, go eat somewhere else. It's not what we sell, right? And obviously this will create a ceiling on my business of how much money the business can make because I only serve a certain demographic. But the amount of headaches is 95% lower. And I'm okay just building a business that doesn't make more than a couple $1 million a year for each location. But in return, I can scale it to 100 locations in a year because the system is so easy to follow, right? So now, for example, we're opening 8 locations at the same time. Very smooth process across the board because it's the same thing. It's just copy paste. And so our goal originally when buying it was we want to get to over 100 locations and sell this thing at 100 locations. And so we spent the first year just cutting everything down, fixing the boxes. I mean, little things, dude. Like we saved, 20 cents a box.
That adds up.
You don't realize. Yeah, I mean, 20 cents a box is actually $2,200 a month of net profit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Per location, right? So like processing fees, we cut the processing fees from 3.3% to 1.3%. That's 2% top line that we just added to bottom line on the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you start doing things at scale like this, you do it once, you get it at scale, it makes the business a lot easier. And then we got distributors that were centralized. So now anywhere I open, I'm opening right now in Michigan, in New Jersey, potentially in Ohio, in Charlotte. Like all these people get the same exact formula, the same boxes, the same everything, the same chicken, the same sauce, because we now created it all with a distributor. So they hold all the product. They hold our spice formulas that are proprietary to us, our sauces, and then they distribute everything. So I basically built the system over a year, then opened a few locations over the next year to make sure we knew how they open and we could run them ourselves. Now it's at that point, and now we're just accepting qualified applications. We put people through an interview process, they open. But now it's a lot of investors, right? So
yeah, that's right.
Like we're opening one in Cumming right now. It's investor led. I posted on my story, I said, we're opening another location, who wants in? And in 24 hours, we had $200,000 to open the location, and now we're opening that location. And I could do the same thing in Tampa. I could do the same thing in Miami. I could do the same thing in every state because it's systemized,
And I assume that because you'll internally do all the marketing and branding, the more you scale, the easier it is on the cost and everything, right?
Exactly right. So each location pays 3% for marketing.
Okay.
I manage that whole 3%. So it's all spent in a good place, influencers, ads, et cetera. It's a good mix of everything. But the more you have in a metro area, the more the marketing stacks, right?
Yeah.
So if I have a solo location in Kansas, it's
a little tough.
It's tougher. It's still very doable, but tougher, right? If I have 9 locations in Metro Atlanta, I can just run bigger campaigns in Metro Atlanta because the same influencer I'm paying $500 will hit all 9 locations.
That's right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to one location. So the ROI becomes a lot greater.
So if you were going to do something in Kansas, if you have someone that you said, no, we're going into that area, but we need 4 or 5 locations planned over the next 2 years kind of thing?
That's exactly how we do it, yeah. So we give exclusivity, first right of refusal. We let someone take an area. So for example, right now someone's taking Michigan, for example. They have first right of refusal of the whole state of Michigan, and we have a plan of kind of where the next 5 locations are going to go, and they're expected to open. If they don't open in X amount of time, then that exclusivity goes away. I go sell to someone else.
Oh, shoot. All right, so now let's back up, by the way. A lot of this came from personal branding. Even to getting this deal helped give you credibility.
Yep.
You found an investor to be, do another location because of it, right? What got you into personal branding? Was it because of business or was it because of influence? What got you into personal branding? And then what got you into marketing? Tell me your whole story.
It all started with social media, right? Like Facebook back in the day. Snapchat came out when I was in college. Instagram came out when I was in college. So at first it was purely social. There was no business intent. It was like, I want to meet more people. I want to be cooler. I want to talk to more girls, whatever, like typical like high school, college stuff, right? So I've been posting videos and stuff since 2000. I mean, if you go to my Facebook, probably 2006, 7, you know what I mean?
Man.
On Instagram, probably 2010, 11. That being said, like I didn't do any business content, right? And then I graduated college 2015. By 2014, 15, I had started posting more content around like educating on business because I was like in that realm, and I was like, you know what, like I think this is stuff people are interested in. More friends were like, dude, post more of that stuff. Like I really learned a lot from you. Oh, cool. So naturally I just started posting stuff. And then as I got into running my own companies, 2017, 18, I started realizing that was like my credibility was like, I didn't have anything except my social media. People would go and be like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. I'll hire him to do my marketing. And so I started investing more heavily into social media. I started running ads for my own company to get my own clients. So the same thing that people pay me to do for them, I do for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Every single one of my businesses runs ads. The restaurant runs ads. The software businesses runs ads. The marketing company runs ads. I mean, every business they're all built on ads because I believe that that's an infinitely scalable thing. Like I can make a video, put ad spend behind it, and keep going until it stops making money. You know?
You know, a long time ago, whenever the Facebook and YouTube, Instagram started doing ads, it was a lot easier. Now it's you got to really stick out. You got to do something really different, like what you said earlier.
Yeah.
And because you said it earlier, and I've been guilty of it. Is people say, Shane, for us to make that page, it's $10,000 to do this and that, and I was like, man, that's expensive. And then it'll be $20,000. I'm like, man, you want me to spend 20, 30 grand on it? But then we tend to try and do it on our own, and we end up spending like 50 or 60 and got very little results. Because it's harder to do ads now than what it used to be,
for sure.
Right? Yeah. So what are some of the big things that have changed in the last like 8 years whenever you first started doing ads on Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, the one obvious one is just supply and demand. You know, back in the day, supply was so high technically because no one was running them, and demand was so low because no one was running them or even was aware of them. So it was easier. Like I would get, I would get 1,000 views on my ad for 50 cents. Now I get 1,000 views on my ad for $60. You're talking 120x what it was when it first started, right? So just from like that perspective, that's the case. Number two, like there's a lot more consumption on the platforms, whereas back then there wasn't. So like as an ad, I wasn't competing with like hundreds of posts a day that people are viewing. I was competing with like 30 posts a day, 40 posts a day. So like my 2 ads would be a higher percentile of the total posts that they view on a daily basis, which gives me a higher chance as a whole, right? And then 3, I think consumers were just less educated. So they didn't know technically what was an ad, what was not an ad, etc. Now like everyone knows what an ad is. They all know exactly that it's an ad. They know what sponsored post means. They know all these things. So their defense mechanism is up immediately. Like I'm being sold.
That's right.
And so that becomes the harder thing to overcome compared to back in the day. I mean, I could run an ad. I used to run ads for a family business. It's called Tiny Town. It's in Norcross. It's for kids. And we used to do a lot of birthday parties. And so I used to run ads for birthday parties. And I remember very clearly when I first started, I just run a picture of a birthday party and like, everyone would buy it, right? Because like, oh, I need a birthday party for my kid. Then it became harder. Then I started making really clever videos. So I'd use my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. We'd script really funny, clever videos for birthday parties. Then it's like, okay, we had another huge jump because we made a really cool ad and everyone liked it and it ran for a long time. And over time, other competition just becomes better. And so now the noise,
pivot and change.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to keep innovating. The noise is higher, the competition's higher, and it's makes the results a lot more difficult. So that's really all it is, man. It's just like people's attention is spread more thin and more people are competing for the same level of attention. We only have X amount of hours per day to consume on social media. So we've almost hit a ceiling, right? It's like if the average person 4 hours a day, that's all I got to compete on, right? I'm competing with Netflix, I'm competing with Hulu, Peacock, Instagram, Facebook, whatever else they want to do in their 4 hours, video games. So attention is the same. It's never going to become greater from a time perspective, and more people are fighting for that same attention. So that's why it's a lot harder. So you just need someone who's more clever and understands how to get those people's attention faster and better. Otherwise, you'll do it yourself, and you may get good results. But how I look at it is like, I may get good results day trading in a stock market, but will I be better than the person who's been doing it for 15 years every single day? Like if I give him my money, how much more of a percentage he has to do than I do to justify his fees? You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard someone talk about like standing out on ads, it was like maybe 7 years ago. It was a guy named Billy Jean out of like...
He's a close friend of mine. San Diego, yeah.
He's funny, man. I was like, what? That's a creative way to get it. I would click on that more so than just a normal picture. Like you said, it's just like a picture of a cake or something.
For sure, yeah. He stands out a lot. He's like a master.
Is he still doing stuff?
He's still doing stuff. He kills it.
Man, I'd love to meet him. Yeah. Actually, I have a picture with him from a long time ago. I heard he lost a lot of weight or something.
He did, yeah. He got pretty jacked for a bit.
Man. Now I got to do that.
He's up and down. He's up and down.
Well,
we give each other shit on text about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only other person I ever heard about saying you got to be really funny and stand out. And I
He's
think
a master at that. He's really good at like doing things that get people's attention and captivate them. And the cool part I like about him, man, is he's just himself. You know, he doesn't like try to do things because he needs to look a certain way on social media or anything. He's just
himself.
Yeah.
I love that.
You don't like it? Tough luck. Like, who cares?
So what do you think about using influencers? I know you mentioned that earlier. How has that changed the game now? Do you like the micro influencers or do you go after the big influencers, or is there like a mix of both?
Yeah, I mean, usually the macro influencers, like the really big ones, are overpriced, to say the least, for their involvement. Trust is lower. Actually, the best influencers are like 5 to 30,000 followers, because people feel like they're like real people and they feel like their opinion isn't bought. Versus the bigger people, they feel like, oh, they're big and they're like
a sponsor,
a little bit untouchable. It's a sponsorship. Like maybe they don't actually use this product. Whereas the smaller people that have built trust are like that. But in reality, it's not just about the following. It's about like the trust that person has built with their following. If there's someone who's small, who always promotes, they're not going to do as well as someone who's big, who never promotes anything, who just educates people and then promotes one thing. That one thing will make so much
money. Or gave
money.
A little shout out because they enjoyed something.
Exactly, right? They'll trust them and then they'll go to it. Like I used to post like my friend's drink, Club Early Bird. It's like a productivity drink. And when I'd post it, I'd have like 100 people hit me up like, dude, is it good? Yes. And then they'd all go buy it, right? Because they trust me. But I only had 20,000 followers. It's not about that. But another guy who maybe sells stuff all the time, has 200,000 followers, might not get as many people buying because at the end of the day, like they don't have that trust with him. They know he just sells stuff to sell stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about the person that you're dealing with too. But at a general concept in the world, like micro influencers, I would rather pay like 10 of them than one big person, and I'll get a lot higher results out of it for sure.
Oh, that's amazing. No, that makes sense though. Yeah, the micro. So here's another question on staff and employees. So I know you have it in the in the restaurant, but also kind of just in all the other business that you do in the marketing and everything. What is your thoughts on how you deal with staff? Like do you, like if they have potential, are you patient with them to let them come up, or do you like get rid of them quick and you hire quick? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So I break staff into 4 categories. Okay. So they're based on skill and work ethic. Okay. It's a grid. So just imagine like a 4-grid system. Okay. Work ethic and skill. Okay, I'll walk you down that. So number 1, they have high work ethic, high skill. Like they're talented. They have high work ethic. Obviously keep those people, promote those people. They're the best people in the world. If someone has high skill, low work ethic, I keep a very close eye on this person, because if they are making money more than what they're worth, let's say, or more than how much they're costing, then I'll keep them in the business, but I will not coach them further, because they are low work ethic, but high enough skill to justify being a part of the organization. Makes sense. Long as they're not being toxic and, causing a bad thing for other people. But like there are certain people who like, hey, you're really good at your job. You don't care enough to grow, so I'm not going to coach you and help you grow. That's that person. Then there's the person who's high work ethic, low skill. I coach that person because the skill can be corrected, but the work
that you can't.
Exactly, right? So I invest more time and coach those people. And then there's the person who has low skill, low work ethic. They're out.
Yeah, they're gone.
I don't even waste time. Yeah, it's like not only are you actually not as good as we thought, but you aren't even trying. So you're out. You know what I mean? So those are kind of the 4 buckets I put people in, and I tell my team, these are the people you coach, these are the people you fire, and then these are the people that you let do their thing, but give them a box to play in, but don't like set all the rules for them and expect them to go and become your top manager or whatever it is. They're just here to have a job, and they're doing a good job at it, and their work ethic will never be what you want them to be, even though they're so good.
No matter what. I mean?
It's like having that talented player on a sports team, but like he just eats junk food and like doesn't really train. He could go to the NBA, but like he never cares enough.
He's not disciplined enough.
You're not going to go and keep trying to coach him to go to the NBA. You're like, you know what, you're good enough to win us the high school games, and that's what we're here for, so do your thing.
What is your so personal, what does your family think about everything you're doing? Are they a big entrepreneur family as well?
Yeah, so I was the first in my family to do something on the internet, which was a very confusing dynamic back in 2015. So like I graduated in 2015 and
When you graduate, what did you graduate in?
business marketing from UGA.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
So I learned nothing is really what I'm saying.
okay.
Yeah, I learned zero. There was not a single thing I learned. But I did learn how to network. Like I did network marketing in university. So because I did network marketing, I got to like recruit, MLM pyramid schemes, whatever people call them. Like I got to get really good at recruiting people. I really got good at leadership, like training a room of 200 people listening to me on how to sell better, how to personally develop themselves. So that really structured a pretty good foundation for me to go like be the CEO of a business at an early age, because like I could get people to want to follow me and I can empower them. Yeah, I can empower them enough. That's one thing I would never take back. Even my dad at the time, he was joking, "Oh, you're in a pyramid scheme, whatever." But like now he's like, honestly, I think that was one of the best things you've ever done, because it like set a really good foundation for you as a leader and like communicator. But yeah, so at the time, my parents hated what I did because I was supposed to go to law school. I took the LSAT to get into law school. I crushed it. I even got scholarships. And then like the last day to apply, I like pulled the plug and didn't apply anywhere. And basically said, fuck it, I'm going to give this marketing thing a shot for a year. I'm going to run ads online. Billie Jean actually was one of the first people that I learned from.
So he was a mentor too.
Yeah, he was. Now we're close friends.
Yeah.
Like really close. Like he's considering flying to Dubai to meet up with me in January, and he's bringing his girl and my wife's there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we're really close. Cool. It's cool to kind of see how it's progressed. But yeah, so I started doing stuff from my bedroom at my parents' house. They couldn't understand it because I didn't have a job. I wasn't going to work. And then one day I made $10,000 that day. And then I came to my mom and I was like, look, I made 10 grand today. And, at the time, 6 figures a year was a lot of money. So 10K a month was like a really big threshold to basically hit. And then, so basically what I did was I showed her the $10,000. She thought I was doing something illegal. I explained to her what I was doing. And then from that day forward, they became kind of proud of, oh, he's got an online business. Like it went from, I could tell the conversations were like, oh, what does your son do? And in Middle Eastern society, it's like a very important thing. Like, oh, my son's a lawyer. My son's an engineer. Like, what's about your son? Oh, he does laptop stuff. You know what I mean?
He plays on the internet.
Yeah, he plays on the internet. I don't really know what he does. And so now, now they're like, holy shit, right? Yeah. But I also paved the way for my brothers, which is pretty cool looking back. My middle brother now is like a full-time YouTuber. Like he makes all his income on YouTube and he does really well. He's super famous. Then my youngest brother fully day trades cryptocurrency. They let him not go to college, which is like unheard of in our family, but it's because I did it. Then my brother did it.
And now they understood it.
They're like, you know what? You could probably do a lot better not going to school and just like doing your own thing and learning from your brothers and whatever it is. And yeah, so now they understand it. They love it. I mean, they're in full support of it, obviously. My mom still doesn't understand some of the numbers I throw at her. I'm like, oh, we did this webinar and we made $2 million today, Mom. She's like, what does that mean?
Why?
Like, how did you make $2 million today? Yeah. Like, what illegal things are you guys selling?
Yeah.
So some things she still won't understand because it's just so different. I mean, my parents grew up in a village in Lebanon, like growing tomatoes. You know what I mean? So like the transition's
completely different.
Yeah, my dad gets it now. He posts on TikTok for his businesses. His businesses go viral on TikTok. He gets it. He's booming because of it. My mom still kind of doesn't fully understand it. But on a personal level in my family, my wife supports it, but we're also balancing lines of like what I can and cannot post to make her feel safe. Or
of course.
She's always worried like someone's going to harm us or do things like that.
You're making a target out of yourself.
Yeah, that's what she feels like. I'm like, babe, like I don't post the kind of content that gets people to hate me. You know what I mean? Like I'll comment on people's things, like maybe aggressive to make a point. But I'm never like posting content that creates so much like controversy or talk down to people or shame people to get to the point where I would frustrate someone to want to harm us like that as a family.
Sure.
So I always try to help her understand that. I'm like, babe,
you tell them how it is in a respectful way, and then they respect you for giving your opinion. Even if
some people don't respect you for giving your opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
She's scared. I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's a lunatic. Delete the comment. Like you could come kill us. Like, but I have to like play that balance with her, and sometimes we fight about it because I'm like, babe, like let me do my thing here. You got to trust me. And sometimes I'm like, you know what, like my wife doesn't feel safe because of this thing that I'm doing. So even if it makes me money or is the reason we're doing all these things, maybe I can tone it down or change it to fit what she wants. You know what I mean? So she feels safe. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of the whole point of it.
All right. So how long have you and your wife been together, and how did y'all meet?
Yeah, we met 8 years ago in Lebanon in the summertime. She's from California. I'm from Atlanta.
But all met in Lebanon.
Yeah, all the Lebanese people in the world, not all of them, but a lot of them, go back to Lebanon in the summertime for vacation.
Oh,
so
I've never been.
Oh yeah, it's like parties, beaches. It's really fun. Like every night we're up till 4 or 5 in the morning, even if it's just hanging out at a cafe with people. It's very lively. So
man, okay.
Yeah, so we basically met in Lebanon, long story short. And then we came back. We had a long distance relationship. We met up a few times in person. I flew to her, she flew to me, etc. And then eventually, proposed. And
she's from California. What made y'all choose Georgia over California?
Literally one conversation. I was like, listen, babe. I was like, we can either live middle class in California or we can live rich as fucking Georgia. What do you prefer? And she was like, fuck it.
Let me think about it.
I'll live rich as fucking Georgia.
Yeah.
She moved over, and it's funny because ever since, Cali's kind of been on like a downhill trend. Like all her friends are moving out. So it's kind of like we actually beat the curve.
Yeah, you beat it.
Yeah, because she moved here in like right before COVID, 2019, end of 2019, early 2020. That's when we made that decision. So it's cool to see like it played out well, to say the least. But yeah, it's that was literally the only reason we were deciding on that.
I knew I could find it.
Oh, that's
back
cool.
In the day. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm really skinny and small there. Let me see.
Where is this at? Was that at a conference?
This is in Vegas. It was the first conference I'd ever been to that I didn't want to go to, but my buddy.
Was it a marketing conference?
No, it was called Thrive. I don't even.
Oh, Thrive. My friend, Cole Hatter.
Yeah. And it was the first one I'd ever gone to, and I met him, and I said, man. He is funny.
That's funny. Yeah, Cole and I are close friends.
Really?
Yeah, really close.
Yeah, he does wholesale and fix and flips. He does a little of everything.
He does a little bit of everything.
Too.
Yeah, he does a lot. He does a lot of stuff in South America too for like the communities down there too.
Funny enough, that's what we're wanting to do. Something. So take like a bunch of investors. We all go out of country and just kind of build some wells. Build some houses. Help
he does
people.
A lot of that. Yeah,
we need to connect with him then for sure. So where do you see yourself? Okay, I know that. You're continuing with the bad marketing. You have the restaurants. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because it does seem like you're used to pivoting. Like you pivot pretty easily.
No, I don't pivot. I build on top.
I like that. Okay,
it's different. So like pivoting would be we're building this building. We get halfway up. And we're like no, let's build this other building and stop building this building. I keep building that building and then build another building next to it. You know what I mean? So I'm building a city as opposed to pivoting and changing. So nothing I have I stopped doing. I've just built more infrastructure to do more things. So, I mean, I spend $1 million plus a month in payroll. Like every single month, that's like a bleed. If I make no money, I have to spend that. And that's to support the businesses that I'm doing, whether it's the personal ones, whether it's the ones that bad marketing does, etc. My main focus is always bad marketing. Because without that, none of the other things can exist. So that's my primary source of time spent. Let's call it 50 hours a week of bad marketing. And then I'll spend another 10 to 15 hours a week on the other businesses. But each business has an operator. So each one has its own operator. Each one has its own marketing team. You know what I mean? So each one is self-sufficient in itself. But powered by bad marketing, essentially, whether it's financially or whether it's on the marketing side, whether it's on the branding side, whatever it is. So yeah, in 5 years, I will still own bad marketing, but I will likely not own any of these other businesses that I've discussed because they will be sold. Every business we build is being built to sell.
Okay.
Every single one except bad marketing. So bad marketing is the only one we build to build other businesses.
Are there any other businesses that you're looking to get into or grow in?
I'm in a lot more than I discuss online, to say the least. I'll tell you when we end the podcast, some cool ones. But yeah, anytime I see a business here's the thing, because of my personal brand, I get so much opportunity. Like
that's why it's so powerful, man.
Dude, every day, not even every week, every day I get pitched another equity deal for a business. Like, hey man, come take half my company and
help me build it up.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of these are like distractions and headaches to me. And so I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, if I can't see that I can get the business to $10 million a year within a couple years, it's not worth it. And I'm sure that number will keep going up, right? Eventually it'll be 50 million. If it's not 50 million a year, I don't want it. If it's not 100 million, whatever, right? That's all. The target's going to change, because at one point it was, dude, if I can make 10K a month from this business, I'll take it on. You know what I mean?
Because if I can make 40 grand a year, I'll be good.
That's what I'm saying, right? So
it changes. Yeah.
So now it kind of changes, right? But now I just go for home run opportunities. I'm like, can I look at this and see that we could put some effort in and sell it for 100 million in 3 years? Yes, we can. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Anything less than that, it's like really not that interesting, to be honest, because it's opportunity cost. I get so many opportunities that I get to be picky. No. Yeah, I get to be picky. You know what I mean? And so I've passed up opportunities that ended up being good ones that I wasn't a part of because of it. But sometimes you don't have financial resources, time resources, whatever the case is. It's just bad timing. And you got to say no to things that you want to say yes to. But all in all, I think advice for everyone is like, you know, if you're growing, personal brand, business, everything, right? If you're actually doing these things, every year, technically, your opportunities will improve. Right. So that's anything true. I say yes to today in, 2025 is something that I probably have to say no to in return in 2026. And do I believe that my 2026 opportunities will be better than my 2025? The answer should be yes, based on my trajectory. Therefore, maybe it's better to say no. And so now I lean more towards no on most deals with that logic, because I'm like, I never know. Because, dude, out of the last 15 equity deals I've done, maybe in like 4 or 5 cases, which is a pretty significant amount, almost 30%, I get another way better deal within 60 days of closing on a deal. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I still had that $500,000 I put to this other deal. I would have rather put it to this one. And so now I just like lean towards no. And then I let these opportunities come to me. And some of them I find, like Scoville, right? But because of my personal brand, a lot of people view me as an asset to their business. And so I get more favorable deals. So even me and you might go to the same deal, and it's a $20 million company, and you'll buy it at a $20 million valuation for 10%, $2 million. For me, I might buy that same 10% at $1 million, because they'll be like, oh, Eddie, we really want you. We'd love to give you advisor shares. And all that. Like we'll give you reduced, like we'll still sell it at 20, but we'll give you advisor shares. So like, you're technically buying $1 million of shares, but we'll give you another $1 million in advisory, so you have $2 million. Like I can get more creative deals than you can in that sense, right? In real estate, I would have no chance. Obviously, that's your realm, right? But like in the business, personal brand type world, we might both get the same deal, and they want to give it to me, or more favorable terms because of who I am or who they think I am, right? I might be a bum.
So you believe personal branding is very, very important. What would you say to new entrepreneurs saying, I don't know? Because we met with a guy today, very successful guy. And I was saying, I'm trying to get into personal branding. I've been doing it a little bit. And he goes, I don't know, man. I just don't know if I want to do it. And I said, I think it's important. What would you say to someone like that? I mean, of how important it is.
Here's the thing. The reality is you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And you can build multi-billion-dollar businesses without ever having a personal brand. Totally cool. But a personal brand puts life on an easier trajectory long term.
It complements it so well.
It gives me, like right now, if I lost everything, man, if I lost every single business I had, every dollar I had, I could post a story with text and I will make $100,000 today selling something for $5,000 right now, day one. And that's security. You know what I mean? Like if no one knows who I am, I can never do that. On top of it, something that drives me, man, and I'm not the richest guy in the world, but I have enough money to like live, right? Like I'm not.
Because you're in Georgia, not California.
Yeah, because I mean, I have a home in Alpharetta. Like I have some nice cars, but nothing crazy. I don't buy Gucci. I mean, this is a pair of jeans from Turkey built. Like I don't buy anything crazy. You know what I mean? Like I don't have crazy overhead expenses unless I'm traveling or something like that, whatever, one-off. Point is, I don't need that much money to live. So at a certain point, it's no longer about money. It's about like what kind of impact can I have? And every single week I never post these messages just because some of them are private. Every single week I'll get a message on my Instagram from a few people saying how I've changed their life, how like because of my content that I put out, They're finally able to put their daughter in private school. They were finally able to make $10,000 a month instead of $3,000. They're finally able to afford having a wedding for their wife that they could never afford in the first place. Like life changing things.
That's fulfilling.
Dude, there's not. I mean, I have goosebumps. I told my one time, dude, I was at an event. It was a huge event, marketing event, like Thrive size event, and I was kind of in the crowd, just like listening. And then I walked out, and some dude came running after me. And I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, you're Eddie Maalouf, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude. And he just starts crying. And he's like, because of your stuff that you post online, like I was able to take my daughter out of this really bad school, put her in a good one. I was able to get my wife to quit her job, and she's now full-time at home. Like he went down this list, and he's like, you don't know who I am, but like you've changed me, my wife, and my daughter's lives forever. He calls his wife. She's on the call. She's in like disbelief that thank you for everything you've done for us. I mean, like it was like really heartwarming. Called my wife right away, and I was like, just remind me of this. Like anytime I like bitch about like making content is hard. I hate doing this. It takes up all. Why am I doing this? It's not making enough money. I was like, remind me of this, because this was like better than any wire that's ever hit my account. And like this is what I do it for, right? So like you can't. For me, that drives me. Like to be honest, like. That drive me being in a random airport with my wife and someone comes up to me like all the time and they're like, dude, you're Eddie. Oh my gosh, bro, the things you've done for me. Like I was able to do XYZ from the free stuff. You don't know who I am, but like, this is me. I've messaged you before. I don't have a profile picture. Like that, like even my wife's like, I'm so fucking proud of you. Like that's amazing. You know what I mean? And so I think for me, from a personal brand side, that's a big part.
That's the most fulfilling part.
That's the most fulfilling part. Yeah. Obviously, I can run more businesses. I can do all these things. I'll open up 100 Scoville restaurants because of my personal brand, no doubt. Just my personal brand. I will not run a single ad. I won't even take an application from a customer who walks in, which we get all the time. They go online, they want a franchise. Just my personal brand, people I know or know me, I will open 100 locations and sell for $250 million. If that's not worth it financially, I don't know what else could be at that point. But all that being said, it's still just like the fulfillment of like being able to create an impact across the world that automatically reciprocates value, and people bring you opportunities back for like the things that you do in their life. So for me, that's what it is. And I think eventually, man, if you don't have a personal brand, you don't really exist.
That's right.
Like even coming on this podcast, I'll go on your YouTube, I'll go on your Instagram. I'll learn enough about you to know what you do, who you are, etc. If those things don't exist, man, if I meet someone at a conference and they're like, oh yeah, this is my social media, and there's nothing on their social media, I literally never talk to them again. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I can't remember you. Like there's no like brand recall. There's no connection. It's a lot different, man. And social media like is our new business card. It's our new website. It's our new existence, especially with AI. Like
it's how they see if you're worth it. And they, I know,
dude, and it's also again your existence. Like you do not exist without a personal brand moving forward, especially with AI. I can go clone whoever I want. Tim, I can go clone Tim right now and create a whole nother Tim, but I'm Tim Stone on social media, will always be Tim.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It becomes our new social security. That's why I bought @Eddie on Instagram, because I want to own Eddie. I'm like, this is the best investment. Everyone can fake everything they want, but they cannot fake @Eddie.
@Eddie.
You know exactly where to find me. This is me and will always be me, and I will always exist. And you will always trust me. Dude, these people on Scoville who wired me $200,000 for the business, they've never met me. They've never even talked to me on a phone call. You get what I'm saying? But because I'm @Eddie and they follow me and we engage on social media and DMs, they're willing to just wire me $200,000, right? Obviously, I send them paperwork.
What a compliment, though, isn't it?
But you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so like that, and that's just like one occasion out of like hundreds that are similar. But it's just the most recent one that I can recall. So like, I think in the future, personal brand is your existence online, and it is the trust that you will build with people. And if it doesn't exist, then you're just going to be at a disadvantage when people like me are building their social media. And if someone has $200,000 to invest with you or me, they're picking the guy that they trust more, and it's not going to be you. Yeah. Like, so it just feels safer.
Well, so having said that, how can everyone find you online then? On Instagram, YouTube, and everything?
Eddie on Instagram. Can't be hard. Eddie, just EDDIE.
No, I think it's phenomenal. I mean, like I said, from the marketing, the entrepreneurship, and man, you're 31 years old.
Yeah, I know. I look 60 with my hair.
No, man, but you're so young. I just think it's so impressive. And the way that you're able to clarify things, you speak very well. I can tell you're definitely a leader. I'm looking forward to see what you do.
Appreciate that, man.
Thanks for coming on and do a podcast with me, too.
Thank you for having me here.
Appreciate
this is
it,
an
man.
awesome place,
Thank
awesome
you, man.
studio. Thanks so much. Nice to meet you, man.
Man, appreciate it. Thank you.